Good morning, my dear students, and a very warm welcome to all of you in this e-learning session. Welcome to Science by Harsha ma'am. I hope you remember we are doing which lesson? We are doing Unit 9, and that is Reproduction in Animals. Now first, let us have a quick recap at whatever part we have done till today. What we have done till today? The very first thing that we had discussed about the definition of reproduction. Now what is reproduction? As we have discussed that it is a biological process by which new individual organism is formed by the parents. And there are how many modes of reproduction? We discussed about its definition. And then there are how many modes of reproduction? There are two modes of reproduction. Asexual and sexual. Okay, in your material also both of them are given in detail, sexual method of reproduction as well as asexual method of reproduction. If we talk about sexual mode of reproduction, then as per the sexual mode of reproduction, two male as well as female partners both are needed for the formation of the new individual organism, while in asexual only one parent is needed. Amoeba, yeast, hydra, we had many examples, and today we are going to see in detail about how is the fertilization taking place. But before that, let us move further in sexual reproduction. As we have discussed that in plants as well as in animals, the sexual reproduction takes place. Try to recall what was in plant. The sexual of plant, it contains two gametes. Now what is a gamete? Try to recall, it is the sex cell. And in plant you have stamen as male and pistil as female, and both of them by any of the means, by any of the pollination, they come in contact of each other and the embryo gets developed. This is how in plant it takes place, fertilization, which you have studied in detail in your lower standards. Moving further about the humans, then in plant humans, you have there are sperms in male and the ovary or egg or ova in female. This is the male gamete and this is the female gamete. And this process where two sex cells, that is male and female gamete, they come in contact of each other, that is called as fertilization, and this type of reproduction is called as sexual reproduction. Let us move further in the depth about the male and female reproductive system. If we talk about male reproductive system, then try to recall what was in it. Testis, the very first part, where the sperms are produced, where it is holded in the scrotum. The body temperature remains about 2 to 3 degrees Celsius temperature less than the body temperature. Over here, as compared to the body temperature, the temperature for the production of sperms is needed 2 to 3 degrees Celsius less than the body temperature. And testes, they are oval in shape and they are paired, that means they are two in number. And sperm contains how many parts? Three parts: head, middle piece and the tail. When we move further, we are having about vas deferens or the sperm duct. Again, they are paired and they will connect that they are connecting the testis with the urethra. Okay, they are paired, that means they are two in number. And along with the sperm, it is also carrying the semen. That means, what is semen now? Semen is fluid plus the sperm. From where is the fluid coming now? From the reproductive glands, that is seminal vesicles and the prostrate gland. Moving further, urethra, it is running down the penis and it is carrying the semen. And when we move further, penis, it is used for the discharge of the semen into the female's body during reproduction or mating, that is called as the process. And its another function is also to discharge the urine. After that, we talked about the female reproductive system. If we talk about the female reproductive system, then the very first thing we had talked about is ovaries. Again, this singular it is called as ovary, and two together it is called as ovaries. There are two ovaries, and both of them are located on either side of the either side, and along with the in the ovary, the ova, that is ovum, that is the female egg is produced, and the produced egg is then discharged from here. This releasing of ova over here, that process is called as ovulation. After every 4 weeks, that is approximately a month, the ova is produced and it is released, where it is released into the fallopian tube. So what is fallopian tube? It is a tube which is connecting the uterus and ovary, and the next part is uterus. Now what is uterus? It is a pear shaped hollow muscular organ where the embryo gets implanted. And if we move further and if we discuss about the uterus, then we have already studied about its lower part, that is called as cervix, lower narrow part. Then comes vagina. It is a wide muscular tube, and it is receiving the sperm. So this is all about what we had already discussed, and this is going to be helpful to us for understanding the today's concept. So a quick look if you have at it, that means if you at least note down this points so that you will be able to recall some of the other things. I'm giving you 2 minutes time. Just note down these things. So when you are memorizing, these things will be clear to you. After that, we'll start on with fertilization. Quickly note it. I hope you have noted it down now. Now let us discuss about the next point, that is fertilization. Here is what is fertilization. Now, what is fertilization? Fertilization is actually a process in which the egg gets fused up with the sperm. So, the process of fusion of nucleus of the sperm from the male and egg from the female is called as fertilization. This is what we are saying about the fertilization in human beings. So, it is the process of fusion of the egg along with the sperm. The nucleus when gets fused up, then what it is called as fertilization. Now, this fertilized egg is then called as zygote. The fertilized egg is called as zygote. The very first stage, this fertilized egg, when both the nucleus gets confined, then this is called as zygote. This is how their nucleus gets fused together. Now let's move further. Because this fertilized egg contains both the eggs, that is the gametes from both, that is from the male as well as female. So the fertilized egg will have the characters of both, that is the father as well as mother. I hope you are able to understand. As we already know that the nucleus contains the hereditary characters, and that is called as gene, or in short it is the DNA, that is deoxyribonucleic acid. From both the nucleus, some kind of hereditary information is received, and when both of this get fused up, what it is called as heredity, that is transmission of characters. This is happening because the nucleus gets fused and it has information about both. So this is about the zygote. Next is the types of fertilization. There is one more thing, that as you already know that after every 4 weeks, what is produced? The ova is released. Okay. So after every 4 weeks, when the ova is released or the ovum is released, if it is getting the sperm, then fertilization takes place. But if it is not getting the sperm, then what happens? If the sperm doesn't reach the egg, Then what happens? Then the egg is not fertilized. Then what happens? Uh, it will get expelled out from the uterus along with the blood, and that is called as menstruation. Okay, menstruation. So this is about what is fertilization. What is the fertilized egg called as zygote, and if the egg is not fertilized in the uterus, it is expelled out along with the blood. And what is this process called as menstruation? In detail, we are having about the menstruation in chapter 10. Right now, note down this much. After this, we'll discuss about the types of fertilization. Be quick. I hope you have noted. Now let us move further on the types of fertilization. If we talk about fertilization, then fertilization is actually of two types. Either it is external or it is internal. If the fertilization takes place within the body of female partner, then it is called as internal fertilization. But if the fertilization takes place outside the body of female partner, then it is called as external fertilization. Now, what is this external and internal? Let us try to understand it. The frogs or toads, what do? When the male and female frog, when they come in contact of each other, that is when they meet each other, then what happens is actually the female, they lay eggs. Lots of hundreds of eggs they lay. The female frog. And the male frog, these eggs are covered in a jelly-like structure. The eggs, they are protected by a jelly-like cover, and this is the egg, and above it there is a jelly-like fluid that is protecting the egg. Now what will the male do? Male will also lay its egg in the water, and whichever will get fertilized from them, the formation of the frog takes place. Because in the beginning it is a tadpole. Even when we will do metamorphosis, we will study about how the cycle of frog goes on. But here the development as well as fertilization, everything takes place outside the body of female partner. Then that type of fertilization is called as external fertilization. How many types of fertilizations are there now? 2. Which are those? External and internal. What is external fertilization? When the development of the zygote or even the fertilization, it takes place outside the body of female partner, then that is called as external fertilization. As I said to you, that the frog's eggs, the female is laying hundreds of eggs and they are not covered, and it has only a jelly-like structure around it. It is holding the egg and it is providing the protection to the eggs. The eggs are laid and the male will deposit the sperm over them, and the sperm will come in contact of the egg, and this is how the fertilization will take place. It is happening in almost all the aquatic organisms. Fish, frog, they are example of it. While internal, over here, the fertilization takes place here. Here the sperm has reached, and then what happens? Even the formation of the zygote and the entire thing that we are going to study just now, all these things are happening into the uterus, and where the child gets developed, where the child is where the god has kept the place for the child. So this is internal fertilization. It happens inside the body of female partner. So here you have the example. Fertilization in humans. Okay, so how many types of fertilization are there? 2. Which are those? External fertilization and internal fertilization. What is external fertilization? External fertilization is the fertilization that takes place outside the body of female partner. Example in fish, frog, etc. What is internal fertilization? It is fertilization that takes place inside the body of female partner. Example, the fertilization in human. beings. I hope you are clear with the content that is being done over here. The further is how the embryo gets developed. But before we do that, you note down this, then we'll move further. So I hope you have noted down. Now let us move further on the next topic, that is the development of embryo. This is the next topic. And easy also, not so hard. How does the embryo gets developed now? This is the fertilized egg, that is the zygote. Okay. The development of zygote takes place after fertilization. Now what happens? This one egg gets divided into, it comes into the 2-cell stage, that is from 1, 2 happen, and from 2, 4 happen, and from 4, 8 cells happen, and from 8 cells, 16 cells happen. It takes place over here. Then, when many cells combine, this particular stage is called as blastocyst. What it is called as blastocyst. And when this blastocyst, it gets embedded into the wall of uterus. This is the uterus wall. It gets developed in, it gets fixed up into the wall of uterus, and what is that called as implantation. What does it is called as? Implantation. The cell will divide into the groups. Cell will begin to divide to form groups, and that will form different tissues and organs. And what it will form different tissues as well as organs, and this developing structure is called as embryo. This developing structure, what it is called as? Embryo. And when it is getting embedded into the wall of uterus, what it is called as? Implantation. What it is called as? Implantation. The embryo gets embedded into the wall of uterus and this is called as implantation. Once again, let us understand what will happen once the fertilization is done. It will get developed into a fertilized egg that is called as zygote. From here the development of zygote will start. What will happen? The cells will form the different groups, and from the different groups different tissues will be formed, and what is this structure called as? Embryo. And this embryo, it will get implanted or it will get embedded into the wall of uterus, and what is that process called as? Implantation. Okay, the embryo will continue to develop as you can see over here, and different body parts will also get developed. Once the embryo gets fully developed, totally developed, then what it is called as? Fetus. Okay, so this is the cycle. The very first thing is the zygote, then its development takes place. Here is the fetus, and this from zygote to fetus, it is called as embryo. The three terms are not the same, be careful. Okay, the embryo will develop into the uterus, and it will develop the body parts, that is hand, legs. The stage of embryo, when all the body parts can be identified, then that is called as fetus. what it is called as fetus. Okay, and this formation it takes place for about 40 weeks, that means 9 months, that is about 280 days, and that is called as the gestation period. Okay. The time period that is taken for the embryo to grow into a fully formed baby, or you can say into fetus, is called as gestation period. And this period is of how much time? It is of about 40 weeks or 280 days. Okay, and during that time the lady is called as the pregnant lady. It is removed by the child. The developed child is like allowed to come out of the mother body by two methods, uh, and you all might be knowing about these two methods. One is surgical and another one is normally, and during both of the timing the mother has to suffer lots of pain. About it, some that this is the more extra information which is given uh, in your assignment, that is your material that you might have received. So this is about the entire development of embryo. What is first happening? This is the fertilized egg. What will happen? It will get divided and it will get developed into different, the group of it will form different groups of cells, and there will come a stage when this embryo will get embedded into the wall of uterus. From here the development will start, and the different organs like head, eyes, and all the things will be formed. Like here you can see hands, the legs. Slowly it will get developed, and the final stage when all the body parts can be identified, it is this, which is called as the fetus. And this formation from here to here, it takes how much time? It takes about 40 weeks or 280 days, and that is called as the gestation period. So this is about the development of embryo. Note down the entire content. After that we'll conclude the session. So I hope you have noted it down. Now here is today's homework. So this is the today's homework. You have to note it down. About internal fertilization, there is one more thing which is given, and we will have a look at it. Like we discussed about the fertilization in the the external fertilization, as we discussed in the frogs, there is one more example of internal fertilization, where fertilization takes place inside the body, but the development takes place outside the body. In a hen, very soon after the fertilization, the zygote will divide and it will travel down the oviduct, and the protective layer will be formed. And when the hard shell is completely formed, the egg will be laid. Okay, once again, once the fertilization takes place inside the body, then the development does not takes place inside the body of female partner. What will happen above it? Some coating, hard coating will be formed. Once the hard coat is formed completely, uh, what will happen? The hen will lay the egg, and the hen will sit on it, like it will provide sufficient warmth on it, and that is called as the incubation period. I think you might be knowing about it because it is a form, it is a part that is coming in it. And when it is completely developed, it will burst up, and from it the chick is coming, and the egg gets hatched once it's completely developed. So internal fertilization we talked, but the development takes place outside the body of female partner. So in a hen, what happens? Fertilization takes place. Above it, the layers are formed. Once the layers are formed, what happens? The hen will lay the egg. Once the hen will lay the egg, and the hen will sit on it, and it will provide the warmth, needed warmth, and will protect it. And this period is called as incubation period. Once the chick will get developed completely, it will hatch the egg, and chicks will come out. So this is a bit different part, and this is how it takes place in the birds also. So first note down the homework, then we'll wind up. I hope you have noted down the today's homework, and that's all for today. Thank you so much, my dear students, for listening to me. We'll continue with the next particular content in our further sessions. That's all. Thank you and have a very good day. That's all. Bye bye.